In our interview, Mr. Mohammed Abdullahi talks about the positives of the presidential order on local content in science, technology and innovation. Mr. Mohammed Abdullahi, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, just a few weeks ago, precisely February 5 or thereabout, we had the president declare an order on Local Content Act. What are the benefits of this order?
Yeah, it has a very good benefit, which we as people who have investment in Nigeria for a long time, and the past administration tried to make it work, but it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work because they still do the job in abroad, what we can do here in Nigeria. So with this executive order, if all the ministries, all the processors follow this order, it is going to be a very good benefit for us.
Because we know that this is supposed to promote the application of science and technology and, of course, innovation. We also have such order in the oil and gas industry. How feasible will this be at the end of the day, do you think?
Yeah, as I said, it affects our area now. Because I will give you an example. I think since 2006, in CBN, has about 14 or 13 companies that are accredited to print checks in Nigeria. Yeah. Around 2012, also the former governor of CBN, who is the emir of Kano now, has enforced it, just the way they do the order in his own capacity, that it must be local. And we all have a meeting in CBN with all our 14 companies. And the other European companies said they cannot invest unless the government will give them money. So they back up. But we, about 5 of us now, have agreed to invest. And I am the only one in the north that do that. And even the employee, we need to get some technical people from Europe, because it's not, the technology is new here to do it. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I think the government also has to support all the companies that agree to do what is not been done in Nigeria before. Because
many express worry that where we should have gotten the best hands to do things the way they ought to be done, and then probably give transfer it to some local people to manage. Yeah. Then, for instance, we'll start having round pegs in square holes or something like that, just so that Local Content Act would work. Is that possible?
This BPP must enforce it and must check, because all contract is being done through the BPP. The new one, they say 40% of the contract, based on what I hear, at least 40% should be given to local local companies. So the BPP must emphasize that all the work that can be done in Nigeria will not be given to the foreign companies.
Are you sure that we will not end up putting round pegs in square holes at the end of the day, instead of giving the expatriates that know the job better?
It's the regulatories. The agencies must make sure that if they give a Nigerian company, and they also have to work with customs. That's why I think it's very vital. They have to work with Nigerian customs, so that all these jobs that they know it can be done should not enter into Nigeria. It's like checks now. You can't bring check into Nigeria because there's a regulation that it must be done in Nigeria.
Do you see this extending to other sectors? I mean, like I mentioned, we have on the oil and gas, we have now in the science and tech and innovations. Is this, do you think it should spread to other sectors?
Yeah, of course it should be.
Well, how do you foresee this turning out for Nigerians at the end of the day if it's supposed to be expanded?
It will help the country, because there will be much employment. Then we will invest. All Nigerians will invest instead of importing. Instead of importing, it will going to help. Just like what I said, we have a very huge investment in this country, but we don't get the job, and that also affects us even in paying taxes. Because if I have a factory that I have invested huge amount, I can only get maybe 2 or 3 jobs in a year. which most of the jobs goes to abroad, then it will going to be difficult for me to pay the staff.